We're at the time of coming of age for DNA vaccines. And how we may be different is we can generate strong T cell responses along with very important neutralizing antibody responses against the COVID 19 causing virus. So these T cell responses, in particular the CD8 killer T cell responses, are very, very important in providing a durable protection over a long time. So antibodies are thought to be very important in the early stage of providing protection, but they do wane over time. The T cells are more durable, and especially the memory T cells can last for many, many years, and they can rise up upon a new infection to help to fight that infection. So that's where DNA vaccines really excel in.
Hello. Sometimes when one of your stocks is heating up so big, you just gotta keep drilling. And in the case of Inovio, I believe the pieces just keep falling into position and the rocket thrusters are being ignited right now, just when I thought the Who was the absolute under-the-radar game changer. Comes more stealth destruction hits for the shorts. What has happened in the last week since my last video has me extremely excited, and the end game is coming more and more into focus every single day. Stay tuned for this quick drill and more. Keep it simple. Well, Dr. Kim, JJ Kim, or just Joseph Kim, is pulling out all the stops with two fingers held high at a certain establishment. Well, we won't go there, but will soon be certain to have total egg on face when Inovio receive phase 3 approval and initiation of commercialization of INO 4800. It's no longer a question of if, but when. Let's drill into more huge bullish news and what the stock has been doing in reaction to this. Remember, I ain't no financial advisor, I'm just a simple trader, so no more plugging and let's start drilling. Holy vaccines! On the 3rd of November, Inovio released news that they had received authorization from India's Central Drug Standard Control Organization, the CDSCO's Drug Controller General of India, the DCGI, to proceed with the Phase 3 segment of Inovio's global Phase 2/3 trials, Innovate, which simply means Inovio INO 4800 vaccine trial for efficacy in India for INO 4800. So, Inovio is partnering with Advaccine to conduct the Innovate Phase 3 in multiple countries in Latin America, Asia, and Africa. This regulatory authorization in India follows authorizations from health authorities in Brazil, Philippines, Mexico, and Colombia. They go on to clarify that this builds on Inovio's previously announced authorization to proceed in China with not one, but two Advaccine-sponsored clinical trials. All of this was further validated by the World Health Organization's Solidarity Trial Vaccines Program, where INO 4800 was one of two selected. Back to India. This is absolutely monumental in more ways than one. First, India was the first country to approve a DNA vaccine for emergency use authorization. Yes, the world's first ever DNA vaccine was in fact approved for in India by the CDSCO in August 2021 for commercialization. ZyCoV-D is a DNA plasmid based COVID-19 vaccine developed by Indian pharmaceutical company Cadila Healthcare with support from the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council. So, with this in mind, why would India be interested in another DNA vaccine biotech? I see two reasons. First, it is probable that India sees this new form of vaccine being DNA as the future of vaccinations and immunizations and wants to have access to more forms. And two, maybe, just maybe, they have reviewed INO 4800 versus ZyCoV-D, and the fact they still want INO 4800 should signal one thing between them, and that is potential superiority of one over the other. I leave that to you. Depending on where you are, when you hear India, you may not realize that this is the country with the most COVID-19 cases outside of the US and second in the world, only behind the US. This is absolutely huge, as the situation seems still violently out of control right there. The population of India is around 1.3 billion people, and that is incredible as there are only 7.9 billion people in the whole world, which means India alone have about 17% of all humans in this world. To put that into perspective, there are only 329 million people in the US and a tiny, in comparison, 67 million people in the UK. The mere fact that Inovio has gone into India is literally so explosive. They kept it under the radar until now. There was not even a hint that India would become a factor, but it has. And what did the stock do on this news? It went up by a massive, gargantuan 1%. I'm just joking.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
The market potential of India is, in my opinion, so big. Why? Well, let's look at the COVAX dashboard just to gauge what is going on with the vaccine supply in the world. Remember, the populations of the US and India, okay? Now, the US have secured under agreements 3.16 billion doses of vaccines from several vaccine makers, including GSK, Pfizer, Novavax, Moderna, Janssen, and AstraZeneca. Whereas India, remember their population, have only secured in agreements 2.5 billion doses, including 300 million doses from Indian vaccine maker Biological E, 555 million doses from Indian vaccine maker Bharat Biotech, and 1.6 billion doses from AstraZeneca. Let's look at doses over population to gauge the potential market on a purely simplistic comparison without factoring in future booster requirements. For example, in the US, it would mean there is approximately currently a 10 dose to 1 head count ratio, whilst in India it is only at a 1.8 dose to 1 head count. On a simplistic comparison right there, if India wants to reach a similar level to the US, there would be a 5x potential for vaccines right there. On the 5th of November, Inovio released more news, that they have expanded their executive leadership to check this. Prepare for commercial operations. Holy vaccines! This may be the first major breadcrumb that Inovio finally, really, and truly are, as CEO Joseph Kim says.
We really feel, and I really feel, that after almost 2 decades of pushing things forward, DNA vaccines or DNA medicines is at the cusp of commercializing its first product.
The appointments, according to the release, are designed to position Inovio for growth and upcoming commercial operations. There are 4 critical positions, which include the newly created Chief Commercial Officer role, in which Mark Twyman is appointed. He joined Inovio back in 2017, but he is now tasked to drive the company's global commercialization efforts forward. This guy has some serious background, with over 30 years of senior commercial leadership. Previous companies he had worked for include Novavax with a 11.6 billion market cap, Sanofi Genzyme with a 110 billion plus market cap, and Merck with a 200 billion plus market cap, for example. Remember, Inovio's current market cap is sub $1.5 billion, meaning the potential growth factor is huge. The other appointments include Rob Crotty as new General Counsel and Asli Gevgilili as Chief Human Resources Officer, and I may have just totally butchered her name. But the one appointment I feel I need to look into is Jean Kim, who has now been appointed to the newly created position of Chief Corporate Affairs Officer. Boom! Right there. And will also continue his role as President of Inovio Asia. Jean Kim joined Inovio in 2020 as President of Inovio Asia. This new role will see him oversee all communication functions for Inovio, meaning he will be the guy to devise strategies relating to press releases, communications, and all other forms of press materials. This is seriously exciting, and I'm hoping that the press releases and communications strengthen from here on in. There is a but though, and that's when I look at the Inovio website, I'm asking myself, where the vaccine is Jean Kim, considering he joined Inovio as President of Inovio Asia in 2020. You would have thought he would be significant enough to add to the website and the leadership section, right? Okay, you may argue that the website isn't updated, and why would they waste resources doing this? Okay, but then when I search for this Gene Kim guy, I don't see a whole lot. The press release back on the 25th of June 2020 announced the arrival of Gene Kim, who doesn't seem to be related to Joe Kim. Gene Kim, as noted, was formerly the chief financial officer of VGX Pharmaceuticals and actually helped to lead its merger with Inovio Biomedical in 2009 to form Inovio Pharmaceuticals. So, apart from a Korean LinkedIn profile page with little or simply no info on this guy, Gene Kim seems to be a complete ghost. There is something big that just happened that we as Inovians probably already know. Pfizer just came out with what they claim is an antiviral pill that cures, and not prevents by the way, but cures COVID-19 with an 89% effectiveness in high-risk cases. You just gotta love how the big pharma always twists these percentages. I mean, what is 89% effectiveness in high-risk cases? What about the rest? And who are these high-risk cases? I mean, Paxlovid news comes a day after the UK approved a similar antiviral treatment pill from Merck. Now, is it not suspicious that this news comes out exactly when things are heating up for Inovio? Well, if we simply ignore this and the timing and just ask why have Pfizer gone down this route, have they realized the fight versus DNA medicines in the longer term is now futile? I believe they are so scared right now that they want to leverage all their ties to go into treatments rather than prevention. It's to me signaling a possible white flag, and like a wobbling boxer's corner, it's like they've thrown in the towel now, realizing that their vaccine may not have much lifespan left and a knockout is likely coming in the next round. That's just my view, but what's being asked right now pointing to something more sinister. And as with anything in this world, I believe if you just follow the money trail, you will find the truth. And if all the mainstream media starts proclaiming miracle, then it probably, just probably, may be the complete opposite.
A whistleblower has blown the lid of Pfizer's clinical trials. Others have joined in to corroborate her version. Pfizer has not commented yet. But this is a company that we've been reporting on for a long time now. We've been telling you how it bullies governments to sell its vaccines, the kind of sweeping demands it makes. And I'll come to what the whistleblower has said. But first, let's recap the kind of demands Pfizer makes of governments. It demands sovereign assets as collateral for shots. It demands indemnity, meaning protection against any legal action. It controls donations, meaning even if you pay for the vaccine, Pfizer will decide how and where you can donate it. It even decides delivery dates and when it will be sued, where it will be sued in case something goes wrong. If you buy Pfizer's vaccine, any dispute will be settled in secret arbitration courts, not as per the law of the land. These are the terms that Pfizer sets before governments.
With the timely news of the Pfizer pill, the shorts continued to attack, and we saw another big drop in Inovio's stock price, which closed at $6.69 on Friday, with the short percentage current float still at 22%, and the fact that fundamentally the company is pulling out all the stops and everything is aligning for global domination. I believe the stock price could still be manipulated further down, and hell yeah if it does. Inovio's stock is simply a ticking time bomb for the shorts, and the more they drop the stock price, the more explosive the upside will be when the time comes. To summarize, Inovio's basic fundamentals are clear, and the road to commercialization is crystallized as they dropped this clue in their latest press release. Once commercialization is achieved, the stock would have already exploded in my opinion, based on phase 3 approvals and an EUA, emergency use authorization, with potential million dose contracts in the pipeline. The next 6 months I believe will be big, and from there we will see a huge bullish run on the stock. It's just inevitable. Thanks for watching, and please note, for me at current stock prices, Inovio is my most bullish play, and I have been buying more into the stock every single month. So please take this drill with precaution, and always do your own DD. If you found this video informative, then please do me a simple favor and consider subscribing to my channel so you get a pop-up when a new video is uploaded. I am a simple trader. I try to keep this simple, and we'll simply see you in the next video.